Hey guys, it's Bang for Buck PC Gamer here. Deus Ex's DirectX 12 patch has finally been released today, so I thought I'd put together a little DirectX 11 and DirectX 12 comparison to see if there's any performance gain from using the API. Now, I am using the Nvidia GTX 1080, so I can only do the Nvidia side of things, but from what I've seen, I can't actually expect anything great. So I'm just going to go through the settings I'm using. So I'm using resolution of 1920 by 1080, textures are ultra, anisotropic filterings at 16, shadow quality is at very high, ambient occlusions at very high, contact hardening shadows are ultra, parallax occlusion mapping is at high, depth of fields at ultra, level of detail is at very high, volumetric lighting and screen space reflections are both at ultra. I am using temporal anti-aliasing, bloom, cloth physics, subsurface scattering, chromatic aberration and tessellation. I did opt to leave sharpening and motion blur off because I don't think it adds to the visual quality. So when you launch the game, you will realize that DirectX 12 is grayed out, so the box is not available. For this to enable, you open up Steam and you highlight Deus Ex, and what you do, I may want to close this first. So what you want to do is highlight Deus Ex, go to properties and hit the betas tab, and what you want to do is select a DirectX 12 preview. Once you've done that, you'll see the game updating, so it's about a 77 megabyte update, and once that's complete you should have the DirectX 12 option available. Okay, so that's all done. So this time when I launch the game, I should have the DirectX 12 option available. As you can see, it's now available. It does warn you with a quick prompt. It says you have selected to enable DirectX 12 usage. Using the DirectX 12 API can offer significantly better performance on some systems. However, it will not be beneficial on all. If you encounter any problems with the DirectX 12, we recommend turning it off again. Changing DirectX versions requires a restart to take effect, so you can't do this on the fly, but we pretty much already expected that. Okay guys, so the results are in. So DirectX 11 scored an average of 74.5, while DirectX 12 scored an average of 72.9 FPS, so you're losing about 1.4 FPS, which is obviously not a big deal, but at the same time there's no increase, so there is the problem. However, on the minimum sides, DirectX 11 scores 58 frames per second, while DirectX 12 scores 48. So you're losing 10 frames per second there, which isn't great. I know the benchmark doesn't necessarily tell you how the game runs while you're actually playing it, but it still gives us a good indication of what the API is able to do. And it's obviously a very controlled environment, so it's very consistent. Now because the Intel i7 5960X is quite a powerful CPU, and in most games it is overkill, I thought I'd drop down to the minimum requirements of Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is an i3 or an AMD equivalent. So what I've done is I've basically gimped my 5960X down to an i3 processor by disabling 6 cores and leaving hyperthreading enabled. So that's 2 cores with hyperthreading, and I'm going to run the test again to see if there is any difference in performance from going from DirectX 11 to DirectX 12, because DirectX 12 doesn't only affect the GPUs, it also does have an effect on the CPUs as well. So I thought to do a complete test I would have to make some variables with the CPU as well. So I'm going to show you guys the results and you guys can let me know what you think. Okay guys, just in my BIOS now. I do apologize for the shaky camera. What I'm doing is disabling all 6 cores of the 5960X so I can have 2 cores enabled, and I'll also have hyperthreading enabled, which will simulate an Intel i3 processor. So I'm booted back into Windows 10 now, and as you can see I'm running 2 cores and 4 threads, so that would definitely be simulating a Core i3 processor, which is pretty much the minimum that this game recommends. So let's see if DirectX 12 can help out CPUs with lower cores over something like an 8-core processor with 16 threads. So not the results as I was expecting. The DirectX 11 vastly outperformed DirectX 12 by 72.5 frames per second to 56.3, so that's quite a substantial increase in performance, which I wasn't expecting. Minimums are also higher as well naturally, so I would have to say if you're using an Nvidia card and an Intel setup, then DirectX 12 is not going to help you in Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Maybe they'll put some work into it and optimize it better, but for now it's pretty much a pointless feature. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.